It is depressing when you have your own team turning on each other because you don't win when that happens. Teams win. And we've undermined the norms of what we've had going back really a couple centuries, frankly. Now we're campaigning in each other's districts. That undermines the team. So I think it's wrong.
We're not going to get much involved in their stuff. They shouldn't get involved in ours.
That's not a healthy situation when you start targeting other members.
Brothers and sisters fighting. Sometimes it happens in families. Hopefully cooler heads prevail. Usually happens fighting over a state or something. In this case, they are brothers and sisters in MAGA. Okay, they've all pledged their support, most of them, almost all. House Republicans who have seen their time in the majority devolve into a seemingly endless series of internal party feuds have another issue set to lead them to more intra-party fighting. As you heard, some of those reps say GOP representatives are targeting other sitting Republicans in primaries across the country. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Seeking to tamp down the infighting, Speaker Johnson said this to CNN while at their disastrous retreat. I am vehemently opposed to member-on-member action. I don't know if I would have phrased it that way. And that's just me. In primaries because it's not productive and it causes division for obvious reasons. And we should not be engaging in that. So I'm telling everyone who's doing that to knock it off. Now, if he said that during the retreat, again, this is just my mind wandering. I picture he turned around, and marched away from the microphone after telling off his members, you better stop it. And about 6 spitballs hit him in the back of the head.
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait. Click join now on YouTube.
Okay, I don't think it's going to work. I don't really respect him. One vote, he's out, right? It does seem reasonable though, but Matt Gaetz, here he is again, said otherwise, quoting, I would love nothing more than to just go after Democrats. Gaetz, who led the charge to oust McCarthy, told CNN. But if Republicans are going to dress up like Democrats in drag, there you go again. Why are you going after the drag community, Gaetz? I'm going to go after them too. Because at the end of the day, we're not judged on how many Republicans we have in Congress. We're judged on whether or not we save the country. That was a mouthful of garbage. Okay. Jackson, is Speaker Johnson a joke? Can anyone have control and get the party in line? And should Matt Gaetz have even uttered the word drag? Go ahead.
I mean, Matt Gaetz is gonna do what he does. I think in the scheme of things, that's light compared to what he said and what he's done. But when it comes to Mike Johnson, no, I don't think he's some type of a strong leader. He's not somebody who can whip the GOP into shape. But the reality is that other than a couple of people, the GOP is pretty much homogenous and in line and strictly behind Donald Trump. You look at the primary results, here and there, you'll see like 20 to 30% gaps in support. You'll see Donald Trump underperforming at the polls, but overall, there's really been no evidence of people really trying to break away from him. Nikki Haley fought kind of the toughest against him, but that was barely anything at all. She was really hardly willing to actually go after him in a way that could make him look like, this guy really isn't the one for the job.
True.
So, it's like, what's the message really here being said? It's that just, blindly follow Trump. That's all I'm seeing when I see stuff like this. Just get behind Trump and shut up.
Yeah, and you're right. Nikki Haley graded on a curve, okay? She barely did it the honest way. And by the way, we talked about how she didn't understand slavery or pretended not to be, which is even worse. Gaetz, in the meantime, the same day as the GOP retreat, Gaetz rallied with Representative Tony Gonzalez, his opponent in Texas. What did Gonzalez do? This dressing up like Democrats in drag. He backed the relatively weak gun safety law that was passed following Uvalde. That was his crime. Gaetz' beef with Gonzalez, his vote in 2022 for gun safety law that was enacted in the wake of the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, which is part of Gonzalez's district. Herrera, gun rights activist, has seized on that vote in his campaign to oust Gonzalez in the runoff. Who the hell are we? Some of us. Gonzalez also voted for the immigration bill Trump killed and the 2022 bill codifying same-sex marriage, neither of which were popular in his conference. And it's not even just Matt Gaetz. Yeah. The fight is exposing divisions in the Texas delegation as well. Chip Roy, who battled behind the scenes with Gonzalez last year before they ultimately settled on a GOP immigration plan that passed the House, wouldn't say if he'd back Gonzalez. Look, I haven't gotten into any of that at this point, Roy said. Well, you know what, Roy, get into it. You should get into it. I'll give you the last word, Jackson.
Yeah, and then what is their dissent? What does it come from? It's not we should pay people more. We should hold corporate America more accountable. It's it's the belief that gay people are okay and decent. It's stuff like that. It's like, oh no, you support gay marriage. I don't know about you now. So it's how can we keep the right wing the most extreme and the most authoritarian in this country? So it's wherever there's dissent, it doesn't make sense. At least on the Democratic side, when there's dissent, it's for things like, making healthcare more accessible, calling for a ceasefire, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's this antiquated dum-dum stuff. It's kind of goofy. It's shenanigans, and it's not really very good. It's not really very energizing for the electorate, okay? It's like they're playing for the other team. And maybe someone should investigate that. Are you secretly playing for the other team? Maybe. Maybe you're undercover, okay? A la CIA. I don't know.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.